What's up, YouTube? It's time to get this show on the road. It's bench day. It's great. We're going to do some benching today. Feels a lot better than last week already, which makes sense because I don't remember what I was doing last week for work, but it was definitely messing me up, physically demanding, whatever. And not my work's always physically demanding. It's just which part of my body is it wearing out the most. But this week, I guess work has been more working on my legs. Definitely not upper body yesterday, so that was good. There wasn't any slinging chainsaws, waving around hedge trimmers. None of that stuff yesterday, so I feel good. So we're going to do some work here and hopefully get through this plateau. It's not really a plateau. I mean, that's what people do who think too much about it. It's okay to do the same weight for a while. Nothing wrong with that. Getting comfortable with it, getting stronger with it. So yeah, let's do some 255 and do Psalm 16 and roll on. Get on a day, have a day here. Better unhook this so I don't smash it with the bar. I guess that could happen. I bet there's some YouTube fails of people doing that, forgetting their microphone somewhere and completely obliterating it with some weights or something. That'd be kind of funny. But I'm not that vain, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that was good. That's the first time I've done 5 reps on the first set, so I was right. People don't count that enough into their, I don't know, whatever you call it, their big equation of how their lifting is going. You have to factor in what you're doing the rest of your day. I mean, even if you're, someone who's really crazy obsessed with lifting, that's not what you do all day, unless you're getting paid to do it in one way or another, trainer, or just some kind of strength athlete or something, bodybuilder. So, I mean, look, you're going to have, especially if you do any sort of manual labor job, that factors into your training. I definitely know I wiped myself out pretty good last year after the hurricane. And it was hard to recover from that in time for the powerlifting meet. And just, doing work, hedge trimming, chainsawing stuff, the day before bench, yeah, it's going to hurt your bench a little bit, duh. You're wearing out all that upper body, even if it's not specifically chest and triceps. You don't realize how much tricep work goes into moving around a chainsaw and pushing on logs. All your shoulder, all the muscles that You need to stabilize and balance and control. You know, it's not just your chest and triceps. That's why squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, things like that, compound movements, really dig into a lot of other muscles in your body. That's why they're so good for you. I mean, they're so time efficient because you're working out so many things. And, you know, if you just broke down every muscle and did machines, it would take you hours to get what those 3 lifts, 4 lifts can do for you. So anyway, Psalm 16. Psalm 16, 11 verses. And this is a Psalm of David again. He wrote 70 something. I looked it up one time. Because not every Bible tells you. But he says, "Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord, Thou art my Lord. My goodness extendeth not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight." So it's a praise. It's a praise psalm. It's a happy psalm. It's just being happy that God is on the throne. God is preserving and protecting not just him, but all the saints. And I love that word in the Old Testament. You know, it's consistency. You know, I love the consistency between the Old and New Testament terminology and different things. And, you know, just because it's a Old Covenant and a New Covenant doesn't mean that it's not the same God. He feels the same way. Anyway, it's just a great psalm. "Their sorrow shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips." So, yeah, and there's a lot of people chasing other things out there, and it was funny. I just happened to be passing a car yesterday, and it's like you see bumper stickers or signs people put in their windows and different things, and you know it's coming like in their mind from a good place. And if you think of one, if you can think of things like in a vacuum, if you can, and not think about what's going on in the world around us, it's a great statement. But you know, kind of based on just all the things that we all do, when you look at something, you look at the car itself, the stickers, the people in the car, a person in the car, and you kind of get an idea of where they're coming from with it. And they mean well, I get it. You know, I agree with the statement, just again in a vacuum, because it said humanity before politics. And as a just standalone statement, yeah, duh, right? But then you kind of figure out where these people are coming from and just their whole life based on what you see. Because look, if you put stickers on your car, that's how people are going to try to figure you out. And, a lot of Eastern religion stuff in there, and just, hippie, definitely cool looking people, right? Laid back, chill kind of people. But it just made me think, like, yeah, I mean, the whole package, though, it's like, you're this close to being right, but you're following this ideology, you're following this other religion, and it's not going to lead to the right place. And I mean, hopefully, they do end up repenting and believing the gospel at some point, but that's not the way to go. And they're not going to find ultimately happiness in that, like verse 4 here, "Their sorrow shall be multiplied that hasten after another God." Well, temporary, right? Things are temporary. That you think it's making you happy now, but we haven't reached the end of it yet. Just like in other Psalms, David's kind of like, God, where are you? No, justice is coming. Judgment is coming. Truth is coming. It's just not coming on your time and your schedule. But justice will prevail ultimately. We see a lot of injustice. That's a big catchword, right? But it's true, but there will be a day of reckoning. It says, the Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. God's got you. God holds your future in his hand. You can count on it and not be concerned with what's going to happen next. It's like the Lord is in control. He's there. He's holding it. Your lot, I don't know if it's might be the verse that people got that old saying from. Something about people used to complain about bad things happening. Well, that must just be my lot in life, like the cards you draw or whatever. No, those are in God's hands. And again, just because it's temporary. You might think, oh, this is terrible. It's not going to last forever. It's just a little window of time. It'll be gone sooner or later. And then ultimately, we will have justice and vindication, and more importantly, unity with God through Christ. So let's do some more benching and finish up the psalm here. Yeah, that felt good. Got 5 reps. Second set. Yeah, tighten that back up. Yeah, just a good general rule. No spotter, no collars. Safer that way. There's some funny YouTube videos out there for that too. I mean, they're funny, but they're not funny. Like, think through what you're doing. Have a plan. All right. Let's see how this thing wraps up here. Now it's, turning this attention to this idea of, God being in control. It says, the lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. It's all positive, all good things right here. I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. So you see how consistently through these verses, he's aware of God being there, God being in control, God being the one guiding and directing and leading him in his life. And, the idea of reins, like on a horse, they keep the horse going in the right direction. Because think about it like this. Horses are pretty amazing animals. They're big, they're strong, they're fast. I mean, they're actually kind of smart too, depending on, what you're trying to do with one. They're very trainable to do certain things. They can figure things out. They can figure out how to Sometimes they can figure out how to like open gates and all kind of stuff. Well, all that ability and all that power and potential, without being channeled, without being reined in the right direction, it's just like wasted energy, just wasted talent, wasted potential. It needs to be harnessed and reined in and channeled in a direction so that it will accomplish something. And I think when you see that phrase there, my reins also instruct me in the night season, God gives us things to rein in all that stuff. Otherwise, you don't see the positive in it. You don't see the strength. You just see it as just obnoxious. Or you don't see the intelligence. You see it as just maybe some sort of pompous arrogance or something. I don't know. But taking everything and all the things that God has made you is wasted unless it's channeled and focused in his ways and on his word. And that's what David is recognizing here. He says, therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. What's the hope in? There's a lot of hope mentioned in the Bible, and it does always seem to sort of come back to this concept here. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy, and in thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Kind of reminds me of hope, in Hebrews. This hope we have is the anchor of the soul, and here and there, it's both just looking forward. Hope is looking forward to what's to come in heaven with Christ, reunited with the Father. And, in earthly terms, we're always just hoping for a better day, or we're hoping to get a job, or we're hoping to get a car, or we're hoping for the right person to come along, or whatever it is. But biblically, in hope, we're hoping for way bigger, way more significant eternal things than just stuff. Because all the things I just said, those are temporary. They're earth. They're here. So they really don't matter. I know they matter, but, they don't matter. I never left the house thinking I have to get this one specific car. Well, in my case, truck. It's just sort of, what's out there that can get the job done. My life isn't going to revolve around a payment to have some kind of vehicle so people will ooh and ah over it. That's kind of stupid. But people do it all the time. Same thing with my house. Same thing with my guitars. Same thing with, a lot of my stuff. It's just, I need it functional. I don't need it to be, this crazy best of money can buy and show off and all that good stuff. So I guess I really do need to bang out one more of these, don't I? See if I can do 3 weeks on this and get my 3 sets of 5 in finally. So just so I don't leave you cliffhanging, I'll go ahead and do it. See what happens here, guys. See if I make it happen. Then we'll wrap up the video. Because I'm as curious about if I can do this or not as you are. Yeah, I did it. Wasn't easy, but I did it. There's like a spot, which I mean, if I get to that spot and I can't do it, there's no spotter to help me. So I think mentally it helps not having a spotter. But like I know, like there's a certain point in the rep where if I get it there, no matter how slow I got it there, it's going up the rest of the way. You know, so once I break through that little questionable spot, the rest of the way is going to happen, even if it's also kind of slow. So, you know, just you do something enough times, you kind of know your body, what you're going to do with something. So, I'm happy with that. So, I guess we can happily wrap up this video and say, go out and have a good day if you want to.